$50,000?
In exchange for my silence.
You're out of your mind.
I don't think so.
What makes you think I'm going to have access to that kind of money after I get married?
Well, Charles Carpenter makes me think that. After being around here and observing everything for a while, I can see that I'm letting you off cheap.
I cannot believe that you're sitting there trying to blackmail me.
Well, try.
You'll never get away with this.
Oh, I think I will.
Don't bet on it.
No, what I think I'll do is bank on it. Look, let's be reasonable about this. You've devised a clever little scheme to pressure him into marrying you. All I'm going to do is help you substantiate it.
For $50,000?
Yes. I help you with this phony paralysis bit, and then you pay me accordingly. It's simple. The alternative is that I go to Sugar Daddy, and I tell him everything that's going on with you. Do you understand?
Like I said over the phone, we found your car.
Thank goodness.
Where?
Lot number 6, Kingsley College.
College.
Well, isn't that a little odd?
Well, I'll admit I was expecting it to turn up in the Chesterfield section, but you can't be too picky, right?
Well, any clues, any indication might have done this?
No, not so far. Mrs. Martin, because of where the car turned up, we were thinking it might be a student, a former student, or possibly even a former classmate of yours.
Oh?
Do you know anybody that might be holding a grudge against you, or somebody from the past that might have hassled you?
Sergeant, I didn't even know that Norm Elliott had anything against me until you told me.
Don't worry about him. He's safely tucked away, and that's the first thing that I checked on now. Nobody else?
No.
Oh, well.
Oh, well. Is that all you're going to say?
What do you want from me? Instant solutions?
No. But I'll settle for some assurances.
Okay, here's an assurance. We are doing the best that we can to find out who did this. Without any leads, it's pretty difficult.
Well, wait a minute. How's this for a lead? Yesterday afternoon, this creep started harassing my wife on the telephone.
What?
Dan, it was just some heavy breathing. We don't even know if it was him.
But it certainly fits the pattern, wouldn't you say, Sergeant Brubaker?
Yeah, it sounds like it, yeah. Didn't he say anything?
No, hold on. I'm not through yet. Last night, son tried to get into our apartment with the stolen key.
How do you know?
Because I was standing a few feet from the door when it happened.
Dan.
Did you get a look at him?
No, by the time I figured out what was going on, he's gone. But I know it was him, and don't tell me it wasn't.
Well, no, that sounds plausible. You had the locks changed.
Yeah, well, that's the only help you've been so far.
Dan, getting mad isn't going to solve anything.
And neither is sitting around twiddling our thumbs. Now, until this thing is solved, I want some police protection.
So would half of the citizens in this city. Look, these times we're living in, they're not exactly pleasant, Dr. Martin.
Sergeant, is there anything that we can do?
Yes, you cannot do things alone if you can help it. Don't make your movements too routine. Keep an eye out for suspicious-looking people, and use this if you have to.
What is it?
It's mace.
I see.
I've had enough. Come on, let's get out of here.
What do you expect? He's trying to do his job the best he can.
No, you come here for protection, and you're told to learn self-defense.
Dr. and Mrs. Martin, if I could do more, I would. I'm sorry.
Good afternoon, Sergeant.
So you've covered all the angles, haven't you?
Yeah, it sure looks that way to me.
Well, I'm sure this really looks suspicious, Tab.
No, not at all. Makes good sense. In fact, if I was in your shoes, I think I'd do the same thing.
No, I'm serious. I really am.
So am I.
Tab, ever since you came here, I've been feeling better. I really have. My legs are stronger, and it's the therapy. I know it is.
Look, I'm good, baby, but I ain't that good.
No, but that's that's the reason that my leg moved. I'm sure it is. We can't deny it. We both saw it.
We certainly did.
Well, just because I'm getting better, that doesn't mean that I can walk again.
Oh, knock it off. Save that for the old man, will you? He's the one dumb enough around here to believe this.
You're so cruel.
Yeah, sure. That's me, baby. Real cruel. You know, between the two of us, we probably could come up with half a heart.
I need to be by myself for a while.
Nancy, you refuse to go along with me on this. And you'll be alone, all right. You'll be alone without Charles Carpenter. You'll be alone without his fortune. I said knock it off. Nancy, you learn when I say something, I mean it. Now, either you come up with $50,000 to Loverboy Joe and go along with me, or refuse to go along with me, and you're going to lose all of it.
Busy.
Well, good. Then you can take care of me.
Aren't I the lucky one?
My thoughts exactly.
What do you want?
Officially or unofficially?
I'm not in the mood for cute stuff, Gil.
Okay. I came by to pick up a survey packet for Section 59.
Thank you. Sarah, I need a Section 59 survey packet. As soon as possible, please. Thanks. It's going to take a couple minutes. Would you care to wait in the hall?
Oh, no, thank you. I'll just go over to the corner and bang my head against the wall.
Please try not to hurt it. We're in the middle of a budget crunch, and it's so hard to get things repaired.
Vicki, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
For what?
For standing you. I just wish my dad hadn't asked me to work that day, you know?
Right. You have the flu and everything, too.
Oh, yeah. Rough day. You know, your hair looks real nice. My sister and I were talking about you one day, and,
You were talking about me.
yeah, well, she said that she was positive you dyed your hair.
What?
Yeah, do you believe that? I mean, I told her she was nuts, so.
Who does she think she is, anyway?
Hey, what made me matter is she said that you're about as excited to talk to as a paper doll, you know? And, hey, I've had more intelligent conversations with you than anyone.
Really?
Absolutely. You know, but, hey, I set her straight. You just gotta realize what my sister, you know, it's like a threat to her when someone's a little smarter or prettier than her. Someone like you.
I wasn't sure you felt that way about me.
Oh, come on. I guess that's the reason why I've stayed away. I don't know, I'm just afraid of the competition. I just, you know, don't like to hope and then, you know, be disappointed.
I wouldn't disappoint you.
Vic, yeah, this might sound a little crazy, but, do anything tonight?
As a
Dinner?
matter of fact, I'm not.
Great. How about dinner?
Sure. Where, the Castaway?
Hey, prettiest girl in Kingsley? Not that joint. You deserve better. How about Greenbrier?
All right.
It'll be a night.
What about Mother? Have you turned up anything on her?
No, nothing. Not even with 3 private investigators on it. It's like she vanished into thin air.
Well, keep trying. Yeah. And please let me know if there's any way I can help you stop their marriage.
Oh, well. Hey, I understand that Miss Farley's going to be moving in with you when she gets released.
Yes, we're really looking forward to having her. And I have heard that you've really gone out of your way to help her.
Well, you know.
Hi, Daddy.
Miriam, how are you?
Very well. And you?
Fine, fine.
Well, excuse me. I certainly have a lot of business to discuss.
Miriam,
Yes.
I don't suppose you've come to your senses about your living situation.
Perhaps I will when you do.
What may I ask did she mean by that?
I don't know. Maybe she thinks that your living situation is worse than hers is.
Harold, just let me have the investment portfolio, please.
With pleasure.
How are things over at Hollister Mall?
Fine. Right on schedule. Prescott's doing a bang-up job. How are things coming along with Nancy's therapy?
Not too well.
Yeah?
This must be confidential, but I'm beginning to suspect that Tab's interest in Nancy goes beyond being professional.
Well, there's an easy solution to that.
Yes, but Tab being what he is under those circumstances, that could get very messy.
I was thinking more along the lines of getting rid of Nancy.
Are you sure you can afford all this, Russ?
The only thing I can't afford is not spending some time with the most charming, intelligent, and talented woman I think I've ever known.
How much alcohol is in this thing?
Not enough to blur your obvious attributes, believe me.
Now I know what the nurses mean when they say you have a way with words.
Really? That's nice to know my compliments are all true. Now, if I were to really sing your praises...
Please stop. I mean, if I let you get going, who knows where it will end.
No comment.
Are you still just enduring your job?
Actually, I'm beyond endurement. Would you believe I'm almost to the point of enjoyment?
Yes, I'm glad to hear it. And why the change all of a sudden?
I don't know, I guess maybe I'm getting older and wiser.
What about life in general or anything in particular?
Life in general. It's nice to have dreams, but there comes a point when you have to realize when they're unrealistic, like in med school.
I don't think that was so unrealistic.
When you consider my record, it was. The thing is, I should have been mature enough to face facts and realize that it just wasn't for me, even when I fill out the first application.
Did you know that some of the world's greatest accomplishments would never have happened if the people that did them had really faced facts?
You've been reading too many magazines.
Russ.
Yeah, now look, hold on just a minute, okay? I know I'm right on this thing. Hey, I wasn't meant to be a doctor. Besides, I can make about the same amount of money and have a whole lot more power if I take a whole different route.
Power.
Sure. A couple years from now, if I play my cards right, I'll be sitting at the desk where Mr. Lester Lewis is now sitting.
Is that sort of thing really that important to you?
Didn't used to be. But like I said, I'm smarter now. What the heck? No sense being on the bottom. I've been there before, and believe me, being on top is a whole lot better.
Lori.
Marianne.
Marianne, Russ, hi.
Yeah, Ben?
So you finally got him to take you out.
I think he's coming out of his cheap stage.
Yes, now I'm into frugal, which allows us a night out on the town every now and then.
Oh, glad to hear it.
Well, we'll catch you later, okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Don't say it.
What?
Anything about Russ and Marianne.
It's none of my business.
Good girl. By the way, you haven't said anything. Have you told Mr. Kimball you're resigning? Lori, have you told him?
No.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Webster.
With pleasure.
Seems to me that until recently, Miss Farley was engaged in the world's oldest profession.
Well, it's nice of you to point out that that was in the past, and now she's legitimately employed.
Right. But the thing that we have to remember here is that because she was in this illicit profession, she did and still does incur certain risks that are inherent to that lifestyle.
So?
So, to blame the police for something that happened to her in the first place is ridiculous.
And to punish her for her past, a past which economics and the elitist structure of society forced her into, I might add.
Please, save it for the court.
You're denying her her rights,
I am not
Sergeant.
denying her anything. I simply cannot give her the police protection that you want, and I'm sorry.
Well, what are you doing about picking up Ronnie Washington?
Her pimp?
Ex-pimp.
Nothing.
Just like I thought. You got a known criminal roaming the streets. Why don't you have him in custody?
Because we're lacking a certain little thing called evidence.
Evidence? She told you that he pushed him out of the car. What more do you need?
Oh, sure. Hooker squeals on her pimp. Now, how's that going to sound? You should know better than anybody that it's going to be her word against his, not going to mean anything. Besides, if it goes to court, he's going to hire somebody sharper than you, have him back out on the streets in a matter of hours.
Don't insult my profession.
You don't need me to do that.
What was that?
Nothing. Look, you know this creep did it. I know he did it, and he probably knows we know he did it. He's smart, I'm overworked, and we have a system of justice here, fortunately, that requires more than good intention to haul somebody in and keep them there.
Fortunately for whom? Certainly not Miss Farley.
Well, not in this circumstance, of course not.
No.
The thing that gets me is, what's your interest in this case? Why are you working so hard, Webster?
That's not so complicated. A woman has the courage to stand up and say, I don't like where I've been, or where I'm going. She risked her life for the chance at a new beginning. I sincerely admire that. I want to see her succeed.
Why didn't you tell Kimball?
Because I couldn't get an appointment earlier. Now, could we please change the subject?
I just asked a simple question. You don't have to get all hyper.
I'm not all hyper. I'm just nervous. All right, I'm hyper. I've got an appointment to see him right before class, and I don't know how I'm going to handle it.
Forgive me for jumping on you. You'll be fine. You know what else?
What?
I love you.
Does seeing Lori and Ben together
Oh,
ever...
of course not. Why should it? Marianne, do you think I'm just sitting here with you? You think it's just a mistake?
That's not really the point,
Then
Russ.
what is the point? Look, you are the only woman in my life right now. That makes me very, very happy. Okay?
Thank you.
Sip your drink.
Hey, I thought I made my feelings clear about this situation with you. Huh?
Yeah? What feelings were those, Gil?
Oh, you that slow that I have to explain things twice? Huh?
Depends on how much of a man you are and whether or not you want to explain it again. Stay outside the parking lot?
Come on, Gil, Russ.
Yeah, I think
Come
so.
on.
Fine.
Gil, please.
Hey, you haven't heard the last of this.
Promise?
Yeah, count on it. Hey, Ben. Lori.
Hi, Gil.
Hello.
This place isn't an undiscovered restaurant anymore, is it?
Yeah, well, I guess not. You care to join us?
No. Ben, we won't be here that long. It really wouldn't be polite.
Oh,
Yeah,
Besides, you know, I'm sure we married folk wouldn't be as interesting to them as they are to each other.
yeah. Oh, by the way, this is Vicky.
Lang, hi. Vicki Lang, nice to meet you.
This is Ben Lori Martin.
hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you, too. Well, we don't want to keep you.
Yeah, well, have a nice dinner.
Don't look at me like that.
Would you care to explain what just happened?
No.
Lori?
All right. I suppose that now's as good a time as any. Remember the day the car was stolen?
Slightly.
Well, that afternoon, Gil dropped by the apartment.
And?
He wasn't very polite to me.
Really? How so?
He cornered me, and then he kissed me.
What else?
That's it. I stopped him. But I'm afraid that if I had been so forceful, he would have taken it further.
Are you here about my mother's house?
Yeah, partially, yes. Tell me something, Mr. Barron. Do you really enjoy your work?
Harold.
I'm just being sociable. Trying to make new friends. I enjoy that, as you apparently do.
What do you have to tell me about my mother's house?
Oh, only that I heard from a reliable source today that you won't have any trouble in getting your half.
Well, good. Then we can get those Redland folks out of there.
Not so fast. We got to wait till the hearing,
What?
at which time we will ask the judge to request that they vacate.
You better not mess this up this time. That's the last thing I have to say.
Ah, would that were true.
What?
But that's the last thing you were going to say.
Good night, Harold.
Good night. Oh, there's one more little thing. There's going to be a slight delay in getting Charles' divorce.
You better not be playing games with me.
No, it's quite true. You see, it was my understanding that to wait for a case of desertion was 6 months from the time that the spouse deserted. But that's not true. It's 6 months from the time the case is filed.
Oh, no!
Yeah, it's a real pity, isn't it? But you can hang on for another couple of months, can't you?
You incompetent old...
Don't get personal about this. I had nothing to do with it.
You better be telling me the truth, Harold.
Nancy, would I lie to you?
Yo, I'd like to have a word with you.
Pull up a chair.
In private.
If you'll excuse me, I think I'll get a pat on my nose.
Of course.
Well, what can I do for you?
It's more what I don't want you doing.
Oh, yeah?
I understand you're in the habit of visiting my wife when I'm not home.
Now, wait just a minute.
No, you wait a minute. You made a big mistake this time, Gil. I'm a lot different than these other guys whose women you hit up on.
Hey, there's got to be a misunderstanding.
No. There's no misunderstanding. This situation is very clear. Now, let me tell you this. As of this moment, our professional relationship is over, and I want someone else working on the clinic immediately. And if you ever, ever, get near my wife again, you'll sincerely wish you hadn't. Now, is that clear? Is that clear?
Yeah.
Good.